condos. I got them for really, really, really cheap. All right, because I'm like researching and seeing these auctions. They were HOA foreclosures during a small window of time. I was able to invest in a lot of properties that were under condo association foreclosure. So they owed money to the condo association, and I was able to acquire ownership from buying these condos. I got the condos for dirt cheap. I'm not even gonna say how much, but they were good. I got 8 of them, so I got 8 of them. I bought 8 of them, so so they were dirt cheap. I didn't get any.
They were too cheap. 8.
I didn't get it. I know I should have just got one.
Okay, you should.
So
I
should have just got after thinking through this again. I'm like, I should have just got one of those.
Yeah.
What was I thinking? I went from because I did what I would do when I started investing in housing is I bought my first house under a tax lien. I sold that one, and then I bought 2 more, and then I sold that one, and then I bought 8 condos. What was I thinking? That's too much to handle for one person who's just doing one at a time.
Yeah, it's too much for one person.
Right. So
you need a whole team of people for that.
Exactly. And I had a team of people.
A team of people, okay.
I had a team of people, but it was but we were just starting. Think of me as I'm just starting off. I don't know anything about real estate.
Right. So this where you was just starting in real estate.
Yeah. So I'm
wow.
going from software engineering to investing in real estate, and then I just went in full force. Okay. After maybe a couple of years, I was like, okay, 8 condos. So yeah, and but what happened? I think after there was one of my workers had a error. It was an issue with one of the condos. I think that because some stuff wasn't organized, but one of the condos because these were vacant for several years. They were nasty too. When I had to there was meat from 3 years in a refrigerator type of nasty. When you get into them, so it wasn't so we had to clean them, and so some of the condos didn't have walls or floors, so this wasn't just 8 bright, shiny, empty, clean condos. They required work, so it wasn't an easy street. We had to clean them up. We only had 3 of them that were good out of 8. I still had work to do on them, flooring work and just kind of renovations. So it still would cost more, but I had 3 of them that were good. But there was one of them that was on our list, to be renovated that we didn't open up yet. But it was after owning them for a couple of years, and so it was we decided one of my workers needed to because the way that I recruited people is I was recruiting some of the people that were in need of housing to basically people of color, of course. Everybody on my team was black. But there was a homeless guy that was, just wanting some money. He was a young guy, looked like he was really young, should be in college and stuff, shouldn't be homeless, but he was wanting some work to do, and so I exchanged housing for work, and okay, well, so I looked at I had my other worker look at the list and say, hey, there's a vacant property that's underneath me. We can just fix that one up, and so. We cleaned that one out, took it out, because we hadn't, think of unlocking the condos and stuff because they were vacant for so long. You want to do those one at a time anyway instead of all at once because it's, really nasty, a lot of work to do. So we cleaned that out, and it was underneath us. And then, but something happened where that wasn't our unit. It was vacant, but it wasn't one of our properties that was listed on the it was listed on the printed paper, but it wasn't listed on the assessor as ours. And so it was a mistake. But the people that claimed to own it had called the police on me because they saw, and they because they were claiming, because there was stuff that was in there, and I put it in another unit because there was still good things. So I was like, oh, this is good furniture. Just clean this up, throw out the trash and keep the good stuff. And so they ended up, they basically, I think they did this stuff on purpose. Of course they did it on purpose, but this lady called the police, and she had the security guard that she called first because they had security there. And the worst part wasn't, the interesting part was the the security. So I wasn't at the property at the time. I was at home, but they were calling me, and I'm just like, because they were trying to.
You're just like, why y'all calling me? Like,
right. So because I was like, because what we did, because I actually had a condo unit there myself that I would do. Like I was living there, and it was my office too. But when I found out that that was somebody else's unit that I put the guy in, I ended up just moving out and putting him in my unit personally. So I just moved on a friend's couch and put him in my unit as soon as I found out it was somebody else's, because I didn't want to, because I wasn't trying to take anybody else's stuff. Like, I wasn't trying to do all that. So I thought that, I'm like, okay, well, if this is somebody else's, then we'll move you out. We'll put you in my unit, and I'll figure out where to go from there. So that's how I handled that. And so by the time they got to their place, they had no reason to call the police. We wasn't in there. Right, so okay. It was just like, okay, why you keep calling the police? And so so I came there because I think they were saying some stuff was missing. And I'm like, okay, well, I got all the things that were in your unit. So let me show you where it's at so you can go ahead and get it. And so I went to the condos, and the security guard put me in handcuffs for no reason. All right,
so he just like put you in handcuffs as soon as you came to the condo?
Not as soon as I came there. He was talking to me for a while. I unlocked the thing, showed the furniture stuff, and the security guard put me in handcuffs.
Wow! Like after you just showed
and I found out later on that it's illegal for them to do that. He actually shouldn't have put his hands on me at all. I didn't know that wasn't supposed to happen at the time, but I thought, because I was just like, well, if you have to arrest me for this, then I guess I'm going to jail. Like, because I'm thinking like, because I'm like, it's an honest mistake. I have the list. I had my paperwork, and stuff. So that was what happened. And but when I should have knew something was up when he took the handcuffs off before the police got there, because he took the handcuffs off, then the police came. But they were. I hope you edit some of this out because it's a little.
It's fine. No, I want to hear like the story. No, this is long.
Yeah,
it's fine.
But but what happened is they had a black guy that was with them. Like, it was a group of people. There was a white lady that was jumping up and down. Like, you're gonna go to jail. She was saying this to me repeatedly.
Oh, so she was telling you, child, you gonna go to jail?
I've never seen this white lady before in my life. So it was her. It was the HOA person that was in the office who just recently stole my work truck. Just recently, because we already was having beef with the HOA because I was emailing her back and forth because she illegally towed my work truck. For real. And she knew she did. And she was there, standing there, because she told me after, because she was just like, I'm just going to have to take your name off the thing. Like, she told me that I basically wouldn't get my truck back after this whole scenario that same night. So I'm just like, okay, she was up to no good. But so there's two white ladies, one of them jumping around, just excited. And then there's this big black dude, right, that was wearing all white. And I'm just like, this is a sellout guy. And he was trying to talk negative about me. Like, he was trying to talk down on me as a woman. And he was trying to say he want to punch me in the face. And like, he was basically trying to say that this was his unit and somebody stole his things. And so me thinking that, because I had the kids clean up, I'm trying to make, I'm starting off business-wise. Like, I'm trying to make business decisions on how to get things done as cheap as possible. So I had my son's football friends clean out the condo for some, in exchange for some pizza. So that's how the condo got cleaned out. So I was just like, oh, if they stole something, then I'm going to get it back, because, I'm going to write down, I'm going to see who took it, and we'll get it back to you. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. Like, okay, if they took something of yours, they probably thought that, I'm thinking that that's a valid thing. They probably thought it was nobody's and they took it. And then I'm going to get it back from them and I give it back. So I'm like, let me, I had my phone. So what did you, what's missing? He said get this. This condo was vacant for 8 months total. Like, that's what the guy that was my worker who lived right above it. So he knew there wasn't anybody in it. So it was vacant for 8 months total, and no electricity for 8 months. So this guy says what was missing was 3 flat screen TVs. I'm like writing this down. I'm thinking, like, he said He said about 10 red bottoms. Me, I'm a nerd. I don't know. I didn't even know what red bottoms were. So I was just like, what's a red bottom? Like, can you describe? And then he was just like, he had to tell me it was a shoe and what size. I'm like, okay. And so then he's like, because he's telling me things that I don't know what it looks like. And
he's telling you stuff you never heard of, like
stuff I had never heard of, but stuff basically hood rich stuff
okay.
and I'm just like, I'm not even around enough hood rich stuff to know what it is.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there being naive. I'm just like, okay. And so then he said a Rolex watch. And I said, I'm thinking that he's telling the truth. I'm like, okay. And then I said, well, describe the Rolex. And then he was trying to describe it. And I'm like, you got a picture of it? Because I'm just trying to think in my mind. And then he's like, and then I was like, wait a minute. Because I'm like, he's lying. I didn't know he was. I'm just like this. Because I just looked at, because when I was writing stuff down, and I just looked at him like, wait, you don't got a picture of your Rolex watch that you left up inside of this condo for 8 months? Wait a minute.
So first of all, you left your Rolex watch inside a condo for 8 months.
And why you got that many red bottom shoes? Isn't that for women? Is it like the red bottoms?
No, they got red bottoms for men too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like it's just a designer shoe.
Oh, okay. So, but like, why you got that? You ain't gonna wear them. Like, why are they in there
for 8 months? Right?
Why you got 3 flat screen TVs and no electricity? I'm just like,
right.
I'm like, and I looked at him, and like, I'm just like, and at that point, I'm just like, they trying to set me up.
Trying to set you up.
Right. I'm like, because I know it wasn't no TVs, but I was thinking like, well, let me just check just to see. Maybe I didn't see it. Maybe somebody did have it. I thought I was gonna ask around, do the right thing. But then I looked at, I'm like, they know good and well. So then when the police got there, of course I showed the police all my paperwork showing and I told them what happened and that it was an honest mistake. The police were actually really nice. It was 2 white guys. Police, they were surprisingly nice, but Smiley was there. He was visiting. He was on his knees praying the entire time this was happening. He was on his knees praying. And so he was like, so I think that the reason the police were even surprised, I mean, like, that was prayer. Because that was like, because I can actually see like the angle, like everybody else, like it was calamity. And I just thought that I was just going to have to sit up in jail and figure this out later. I don't know. Because I was trying to get things situated. But I showed the policeman paperwork. The police told me I need to find somewhere to hide. They was like, you got somewhere safe to be, that you can go. The police told me that. They said, you got somewhere safe you can go. Oh, and then they told them that this looked like it's an honest mistake. And then it's a civil matter. If you're missing something, you're just going to have to take it to court. And they knew that was just like, that guy don't have no Rolex watch, the police. But I think they messed up because they should have had a white dude instead of a black dude, maybe. I don't know. Because it's like, come on now. But it was, but the situation that kind of escalated from that point was that security guard that put me in handcuffs. He started stalking me after that because he was upset that the police didn't arrest me. And so I felt threatened I did not show up at my own condos because he broke into so I went to, because my mom and
he broke into your condo?
He broke into several of my condos.
Several of your condos?
Yes, because he said that the police don't know. Like he was telling me that the police weren't doing their job, and that was like, nah, this dude is crazy.
So basically, he's trying to make you run away from your condo.
He's trying to kill me. Yeah. That's when he looked like the kind of person.
Yeah,
and I told my workers that they were like, it's not that serious. I'm like, everybody say that until somebody die.
Yeah, true.
Because if like this is a white man in leadership of a position, he thinks that the police are not doing their job. Like, what you think he's trying to do? He
said, okay, I'm going to do the job.
Exactly. He's trying to get rid of me. He's trying to kill me. Like, this, so I did not show it back up because that guy was, like, when he broke into the next day, he stalked me and broke into the unit that I was in when I was at my mom's. And I had to call the police on him. And on the security guard, the same security guard that tried to put me in handcuffs the very next day. When the police said everything, I was like, the police, we already discussed this. The police said it's a civil matter because he came to my door to the condo that my mom's condo that she bought. And he was knocking on there because she had a condo. I had 8. She just had one.
You just had one.
Because she's smart. Like, she's smarter than me. So, but I should.
You should have just got one.
Like it really wouldn't have been all this. But I was trying to do something good. For the like I was trying to get people together, connected. I was trying to
take that chance. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm glad I took the risk. But it's just like, but that was like, that's when that security guard started stalking me, and then when I called the police on him, it was a black officer that came, and this time, and that black officer took that security guard away
real quick.
Yeah,
he wasn't gonna play with him.
Oh yes, I did not see that security guard for a year, but when he showed back up, a year later and was still stalking me. Like seriously. I'm like,
he wanted you out of there. He wanted you out.
He was the head security guard of that place.
Wow. Did you like report him to? I mean, he the head security guard. You gonna report him to? Besides the police, you can't report him to him. I mean, yeah, he is the head security guard. So like, who is he gonna report him to? But yeah, that's crazy. Wow, he breaking into your condo.
He broke into a lot of my he broke into the condo and cut the electricity off manually to one of my units. That what else he do? He was like,
now that's just hate. That's just pure hate right there.
He was he hated me.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah, he hated you because you didn't go to jail.
He hated me because I was a black woman who owned 8 condos and he didn't have none. He was poor. Like that's what that was. That was that jealousy that you see that attacks.
Right. Especially when you a woman and you like you doing the thing.
Right. I
with 8 condos. I mean you making stuff work. You finna make this money, basically. You finna make this money.
I was making money, right?
He's like, not this woman, man. She ain't no way. I'm not finna let her to do this.
Right.
And so
he's thinking
so that's more power.
He's working at the condos. He ain't making money. He not doing pulling in.
Right. You're the one who own these 8 condos, not one, like 8. Like that's a lot of condos to own, especially for a black woman. Like your first time coming in, a young black woman, first time coming in. On the strip, like this, where people come in. I mean, this is where people go on vacation at. So these houses gonna
now
be
think
taken
about
care
like $400,000 each potential value after fixed up and stuff of 8 condos. Like I instantly had a net worth of over $1 million. And so that was, and I'm driving.
Right, and I think this story is very inspiring. Like don't be afraid to take that risk.
Right.
I mean, because a lot of times, man, we be afraid to take that risk because we don't know how stuff going to work out. We always think of the worst. We don't never think about what if this would have happened. Right. Like, you took that risk. If you took one condo, you would never had that net worth. Could you have that net worth if you took one condo?
Not at that time.
Not at that time. Not that quickly. Okay.
I will say this. This was a bad investment.
It was okay. Bad investment.
Because it did not work out. Because of the fact that he was still, when he came back, I had to there was no way I could go. I was not going to risk my life to fight for no money. Right.
Okay. Yes.
So because I'm just like, if I did this once, I could do this again. But it gave me tough skin. To I actually let those condos go into HOA foreclosure again.
Wow.
So I don't have those anymore because I could not think when they started, because I actually had moved my son into one of the condos and they were harassing him.
Wow.
And I'm just like, that can't. Oh, and then I think that I was helping some people. It was a lot of things because I was helping somebody out and then they trashed one of the places that they weren't supposed to be in. And this is like when you look at black folks like, why y'all do that? Well, I was trying to help you out.
Why you do that?
Right. So it was just like, man, it was too much stuff for me to. It was mismanaged.
Okay, Miss. Okay.
And so I took that as a loss because of it's mismanaged. So I learned a lesson, that it's like I can't just go in granted, I'm glad I took the risk because I know what mistakes I made in order to prepare for the future. And if I take a risk like that again, I know that I need to have a direct plan on what I'm going to do with each of them units and a timeline and a schedule and some people besides new people, because the people all my people that were under me were all new. I need to have mentors and people that have done this before, no matter what ethnicity they are, and then just kind of have a plan, a set plan, a goal, and a start and an end before I even jump into something like that in the future.